was we won. We're so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red flare, down under sea air, came through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Dr. Lester will lead us in the invocation.
Thank you. Let us pray. Lord, it's me again, thanking you for the many blessings you give us every day, for life and love, family, friends, and opportunities you place before us to live in this great country, to follow the guidelines that have been laid out for us. Thank you for those who protect us, those who serve in our military, those legal professional officers, the policemen and highway patrolmen and sheriff's office. Bless all of those. Grant us the peace that comes through your love and forgive us our sins, we pray in Christ. Amen.
Amen. Here comes the family of Rotary.
Thank you, President Gregg. Hope everybody's having a good Monday. It's on. Okay. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. I'll just put on all volume. We got one birthday to celebrate. It's a big one because it's his birthday. Chris Jackson on May the 18th. 2 anniversaries, Paul Swanson and Katie, May 15th. And Seth Brooks and Jordan on May 21st. Hope you all have a fantastic week. Thank you.
Stephanie Walker, introduction guest visiting Rotary.
Good morning or afternoon. We're happy to welcome our guests and visiting Rotarians today. When I call your name, would you please stand and remain standing until all visitors are recognized? Dennis Stewart, guest of Margaret Fudge. Keith Boozer, sponsor of Rotaract, guest of Linda Young. Selena Gomez, a member of Rotaract, guest of Linda Young. Sylvie Atkins, member of Rotaract and guest of Linda Young. Whit Reichard and Sarah Beth Reichard, guest of Whit Reichard. And then we have a visiting Rotarian with us today, Brandon Shue from the Tuesday group. Do we have any other visitors that I haven't recognized? Thank you for visiting with the Rotary.
$134 points. The last 4 digits, 5704. 5704. Close. King of Spades. The ace lives on. Dr. Dale Goodwin has an announcement.
First of all, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be your district governor. Had a busy 3 weeks with our Rotary Ball that we had here. Then we had our multi-district conference, and thank you to those Dothan Rotarians that were there and for this youth group that was there in attendance. Then I went to the Peace Conference in Birmingham, and that was wonderful. They had over 34 Peace Scholars that were there from all over the world. So it was, and the Rotary International President, Jennifer Jones, was also there. So that was a great conference. Then last weekend, I was in Fairhope for the Fairhope Steak Cook-Off, and they think they raised close to $200,000 with their Rotary Cook-Off. And all the profit will go to youth activities and things that they do back in their local community. So it was an absolutely, they had over 50 vendors there, but you went around tasting steak everywhere. It was a big undertaking, and there were 5 Rotary clubs from our district that were also there that were part of that. But this Thursday, I leave for Australia, Melbourne, Australia, to go to the Rotary International Conference. So I'm excited about it. I'm a little nervous about it. I've been talking with Archie about the long flight. I think he said it's about 17 hours from Los Angeles to, we fly into Sydney, and then from Sydney, we fly to Melbourne. But I'm excited about going, and I'll keep you updated on what all I get to see, and getting to meet people from Rotary all over the world that will be there. And also be looking, I'll be gone when the May issue of the Rotary International magazine comes out. I mean, the June issue. But we are supposed to have an article in the June issue about the project that Bruce started with the Tuskegee project. And right now they're saying that we may have one of our pictures to be on the cover of the magazine. So that's really exciting for our district. But thank you again for giving me this opportunity, and keep me in your prayers. Thank you.
Well, I'm just tired thinking about all that. Alan Richards is going to introduce some folks. The long walk.
It is, long walk. Thank you, President Gray. I'd like to take a moment and welcome members representing Wallace Rotary. I'd like to say a few words. Of course, we have sponsor Keith Boozer, President Sylvia Elkins, and Selena Gomez. I believe Sylvia, you and Selena would like to say a few words. Thank you. And Dr. Boozer.
Hello, good afternoon. We just wanted to come up here and thank Bob specifically for inviting us to the district conference at the Perdido Resort. We learned a lot of great insights, and especially the history of this club. I wasn't so aware before of just so much of the involvement on eradicating polio, and it was so wonderful to hear just how global the impact of this community really is. It was something that I think we can both be able to take away from it. So I just wanted to take the time to thank Mr. McNeil, our sponsors, of course, Dr. Young and Dr. Goodwin. Of course, she did such a wonderful job there. And I think there were a few takeaways that I personally had from it, such as like the Fairhope, how much they were committed to the disaster relief. I thought it was such like an empowering community that they were able to go to the disasters that of course happen on the coast, but then not only that, but how the communities gathered together for the Selma disaster. It was such a lovely experience for me to see how people can gather. And it was really just a great opportunity for me to learn. So I really just wanted to take the time to thank you.
Experience this.
I'm sorry, can you get a little closer? It's not picking you up real well.
Oh, it's not picking me up. Oh, so sorry. I work the full like Mother's Day weekend. I'm a server, so I'm a little like sleep deprived. I don't have a lot of energy right now, but I just want to thank everybody for letting me be a part of this experience. My major is business and I'm really connected with helping others and stuff like that. And I just wanted to say that y'all really inspired me to, one of the things that I have opened is I want to start a foster care for animals. Amanda's speech really took a hold on me. I got chills during her speech. I felt so connected with it. And it inspired me to be more connected with animals and maybe start my foster care unit, which is something I've been thinking about lately. I just haven't yet, just because I'm still in college, even though you need your own place for that. But thank y'all so much for letting us enjoy this experience. It was very exciting.
The next 4 weeks, the next 3 Mondays, we will have the Dothan Rotary food drive. And we're encouraged to either give money and buy about 12 pounds of food per dollar, or to bring food, canned foods mostly. We have a goal of 500 pounds or $500. You can bring them here or drop them off at the food bank, David. Either one. And look forward to breaking that goal. Thank you. If Jed Downs would come forward. Dangerous when you are here all the time. Jed, this is your +3 Paul Harris Fellow. And as you know, Paul Harris recognition has decorated our Rotary's passionate supporters for many years. Gift of $1,000 has to be donated for each additional Paul Harris Fellow. And your commitment has inspired others. We thank you for your dedication to this club. Colton Puritan will introduce our speaker.
Good morning. I was gonna have to ask Fred to come tell a joke, but you guys didn't respond. Jed, congratulations to you. That's awesome. It's a pleasure to be able to introduce you to Matt Parker today. Matt is not only my boss, but he's a great friend and has been a great mentor to me in my time at the chamber. But if I were to read to you Matt's true bio, we would probably be listening to me talk for about 10 minutes because he has done so many great things, not only in our community, but across the state and during his time in college as well. But many of you may know this, and many of you may not know this, but Matt is not actually from Dothan originally. Matt is from Salt Lake, Utah. And he is a very proud Utah Jazz fan. Wears his purple quite often as well. But Matt's also pretty athletic. He ran track at Auburn University, was a middle distance runner, and he was recognized as an all SEC runner while he was there, and ran the sub 4 minute mile as well. And now during his free time, he likes to coach HA track and with those boys and girls into shape, and he's done a great job the past year doing that as well. And I think you guys have broken many records as well. So that's exciting. But Matt, while at Auburn, earned a public administration degree, and like most smart men, met his bride there and followed her to Dothan. So we were fortunate that she led him to Dothan as well. Matt's worked in economic development since 1989 here in the community. When he first came to Dothan, he worked at the Southeastern Regional Planning and Development Commission. Later joined the Dothan Area Chamber of Commerce as Vice President of Economic Development, and soon after became the president of the chamber. Matt, during his time, has brought over 20,000 jobs to the Wiregrass and has helped facilitate $1.9 billion of capital investment in this community as well. He's helped leverage more than $100 million in federal, state, and local funds to make these industrial projects a reality. Matt was recently recognized by Governor Ivey as a legacy developer for the state of Alabama. So that not only makes Matt old, but it also makes him a great economic developer in the state. It's a true honor. There's only a handful of those individuals that were recognized across the state. So we were fortunate that he's here with us. But Matt knows where all the bodies are buried in the community, and he doesn't share that very often. But whether you represent a small business or a large business, Matt's always in your corner, and he's always fighting to make Dothan a better place. He's a true champion for the Wiregrass, and I'm very fortunate that Matt calls Dothan home. It's an honor to get to work with you every day, Matt. I look forward to many years of continuing to learn from you in the future. Please help me welcome Matt Parker.
Well, that was a great introduction, and I'll tell you, I'm so excited and proud to have Colton on our team. This is the first time I met him a few years back. I said, man, this guy's sharp. We got to get him here. So I'm glad you moved back home, and I'm glad you're here with us, building our community. You do a great job. So thank you very much. All right, everybody doing good today? It's a great day in Dothan, Alabama, right? All right. Hey, I want to thank Walter Hill, who's my incoming boss next year, for the opportunity to speak to you guys today. And we're coming off the heels of a great small business week this past week. We are very honored to recognize 4 finalists for Small Business of the Person Year Award: Nikki Pierce, Robert Bird, Dave Geiler, and Stephen Holland. And Stephen Holland ended up being our Small Business Person of the Year this past week with Holland Real Estate and Property Champion Real Estate. And will take over from Katie Eubanks as the Small Business Person of the Year. And we had a great event. And also, I want to recognize the gentleman out there who does a lot for us behind the scenes, Danny Sharp. Raise your hand, Danny. You're out there somewhere. I saw you. I think there you are. And I know you don't like this, but it was really kind of emotional to me. We were able, back when Sony left, they contributed $200,000 to our Dothan Chamber Foundation, which Danny is our president, and wanted to continue their contribution to our community and help our citizens grow and develop. So they created a Sony Scholarship Fund, and our Chamber Foundation administered it. And last week, Sarah Herndon, who is going to be enrolling in the University of Alabama, going after a biomedical degree, was the last recipient of that $10,000 scholarship at Dothan High student. And it was really emotional because back when, this is well over a decade, that Sony's legacy still is contributing and growing our Wiregrass area. So that was pretty cool, and we're proud of them. And then one of our own, Rick Jeffers, gave a great speech about family business and her move to the Dothan area. And they were looking, when they expanded Jeffers Vet Supply, they were looking for a southeast location. Well, once she came to Dothan and went to Waterville twice, she was sold. So all that work to build quality of life that matters. I mean, that's a great example about what we're seeing today in the trend. What they're saying right now, all the experts in economic development are saying, folks are deciding where they want to live, then they'll find out what job they want to do. So those things that we're doing for building quality of life is huge. Just to kind of give you an update on the economic development front, and thanks to Representative Lee and our legislative delegation, and really Governor Ivey, Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth, and our legislative leadership, we were almost out of business for economic development this year. Our economic incentives that were passed in 2015, it was a new model. It was a pay-as-you-go model. We didn't have the dollars anymore, so we had to create a different incentive program. And thanks to the leadership in the legislature, Greg Canfield, Secretary of Commerce at Alabama Department of Commerce, and the governor, they developed a new model to create incentives to make Alabama competitive back in 2015. And some of that was creating a job credit, where a company had been created so many jobs in a different area, got a percentage of their payroll back each year for a period of time, extended from 10 to 15 years. The investment tax credit was also one that could go against your corporate income tax liability for a company. And then they also created some Growing Alabama credits to help communities build infrastructure and parks in there. Well, all that was expiring July 31st of 2023. And first and foremost, in the regular session, our team, governor on down to our legislative delegation, passed the bill, keeping Alabama in business. You know, this incentive program is a lot different program than we've ever dealt with, and it really has a good accountability matrix in it, and it's contributed to $22 billion of investment in our state, 40,000 jobs since 2015. So we need to keep that going. They did add some tweaks to it. One challenge that we're seeing in the metro areas and really in the state of Alabama is we're running out of sites and property. You kind of look in the southeast area right now, and there's just a handful of industrial parks that are available and ready with infrastructure to accommodate industry. So one thing that the state did this past session is they added some incentives to help those local communities do more site evaluation work and get grants to offset that. Again, with the Growing Alabama money that we can access to help build infrastructure, that really helped us. That's really going to, I think, position Alabama to be stronger and create more opportunities in the future. But that was a very important component. And then the other thing that they did is, you know, innovation is a big deal. And of course, we know the beginnings of the Hudson Alpha Wiregrass initiative here in our community, doing more research and development, education, and economic development. And so what they did is they moved some incentive money into the Alabama Innovation Corporation. That's going to help us stimulate tomorrow's economy and help seed and stimulate new economic opportunities that way. So that was a real significant piece of legislation that was signed April 20th of 2023, and it's going to continue to do great things into our market and allow us to prosper and create more opportunities out there for us. So we're excited about that. And really want to thank our delegation. I'll tell you, I think we got the best Wiregrass legislative delegation of all time, and those guys do a great job and really take care of business. Paul, thank you publicly right now for all that you do to help us out. All right, what's going on? I'm not going to bore you with too many PowerPoints today, but you know, good things are going on in our economy right now. You know, right now we're at an all-time low unemployment rate, 1.9% in the Dothan metro area. This past year, we saw 8.2% growth in our retail sales tax collection with our county governments. Year over year, we've added 1,900 more jobs into the economy. We're the fourth fastest growing area in the state right now. Our GDP grew at 4%. And here's an interesting stat. When you think of all the poultry, timber, cotton, peanuts, the whole thing, our exports have grown 69% the last 8 years in our market. So good stuff from that standpoint. And we're fourth in per capita on our per capita income right now. This past year, we had a really great year. Over $200 million of industrial investment was added in our market, 700 jobs with industrial activity. And it's a strong year, but we're running out of product. So that's why we got to get more product up and going. What I want to do real quickly is just kind of highlight some of the projects that we've been doing and working on, and hope to get in motion here in the next few days here or a few months from that standpoint. You know, activities going full speed ahead. You got a bunch of stars everywhere right there in our market and our regional economy right now. But just a quick highlight. FedEx actually got officially done. We moved into in February this past year, and some of those incentives I mentioned previously, thanks to the county's work and leadership, we were able to put $1 million road improvement in Sam Houston Industrial Park. Got some Growing Alabama credits to put signage and lighting in there and open up some more property. And then fortunately, thanks to a great public-private partnership with Watson Downs investment, we're able to put 100,000 square foot spec building. They already got somebody in it, right, John? So we don't have to worry about it anymore, right? But actually, that has given us some product because the building market's tight right now. And we've got a couple projects in right now that are looking at that. That's a beautiful facility, top notch, 41 acre site, and ready to move in and create more opportunities for us from that standpoint. But that really came out really well. Gateway Tire, a great expansion. They just added 100,000 square feet of space, 4 jobs with that $9 million investment. And we're really excited about that. ISA, Alabama Corporation, Les is back there. Woo! Hey! Woohoo! Woohoo! How long was it? About 3 years? Yeah. We had been working with a gentleman, John Buesner. Golly, I'm thinking right around March 2020. And he wasn't reacting to COVID, but he's a nitrile glove manufacturer and shoe covering company. He actually spent about 5 years in Dothan, Alabama in the mid-80s, and we got hooked up with him. He opened up a plant in Salem, Oregon, and then opened up a nitrile latex manufacturing plant in Tecate, Mexico. And so he's just kind of a niche player, blowing and going. Got about 1,000 different customers that he works with, doing specialized products, and he was really looking to expand and grow his market. And of course, he knew Dothan back in the mid-80s, and we worked with him, and fortunately, Geneva County Commission, thanks to Toby, Chair Tony saying the commission, you know, they put the spec building in there with partnership with Wiregrass Electric and Power South, and put some product in there because you got to have something to market if you're in our business. And put a great shell there, 45,000 square foot facility there, and it was ready to move in, and it just happened to be the right size for what John was looking for, and got that up and going. And right now they're under construction, putting the flooring in, getting ready to move in all their equipment. That project will be about 80 jobs, 80 to 100 jobs when they get up and going in the fourth quarter. But that's a big win for, you know, rural economic development is tough. And, you know, as Chairman Say said, we don't invest in ourselves. How do we expect other people to do it? So they made a big move, and the partners that surrounded them there, our Houston County Commission, our city of Dothan were partners in that project. Our Houston County Industrial Development Authority, chaired by David Parsons, were. But that's a big project, and it'll be pretty cool to see what happens. He does about 100 million pieces a year, and they're very excited to being down here in the South, and looking for great things and opportunities to go from that standpoint. Thanks to our delegation, now we're able to improve the roads there with the industrial access grant of about $1 million. I think the project came in at about $800,000. That's a neat project. It could be a big boost in our market, so we're excited about that. Also, a project that we're really excited about. We got our chairman, James Etheridge, with the Port Authority here, and is a small project that APS, Advanced Product Solutions, is doing. They're going to be putting medical packaging products in the former Russell building in Columbia, Alabama. And they're looking to get that up and going and operational in January 2024, but that's all been closed and getting finalized. But that's a big boost for Columbia. And they're also doing another component of their manufacturing process in another building there off of 502 East Church Street to support their overall organization. So that's a big hit, and Mayor Cass Haddock has been great to work with the town of Columbia, and glad to see that recharge. It's good to see some of our older buildings get moved, and it's a big deal in Columbia. It's a big project for all of us, but really excited about them and the teamwork that everybody was involved in to help make that happen. Another big project, it's not too new, but getting ready to do that. Again, thanks to our Houston County Commission, we were able, in our delegation, we're able to secure a $1.9 million grant to build a new road, which will be north of where Zach's piece line is right there, but go all the way back to serve a glulam manufacturing plant and Peak Renewables, and open up some more property down the road to get that up and going, and help us have some more product to market and some rail serve site potentially as well. But that is getting underway. County's already working on that right now. The city of Dothan team to get the infrastructure in there and open up more opportunity for us from that standpoint. And then a project we're really excited about is Naperfield Industrial Park. They're off of Naperville Road. That'll open up about another 80 acres. Thanks to the teamwork of the city of Dothan, Houston County Commission. They are teaming with the Industrial Development Board, which owns the property, to put in the infrastructure and have a site ready, shovel-ready site for economic opportunities from that standpoint, because we need more product. We're pretty low right now. So that's going to be a big boost to help us in our economic development efforts, and very excited about that as well. You know, one thing with Chairman Shute being here, yeah, really want to thank him. Don't see any other city commissioners, or county commissioners there, but want to thank you guys for your partnership. The city and the county teamwork to help make things happen is incredible. They're top notch to get things done. I think sometimes, Chairman, when we're dealing with clients, they think they have a different perception of county workers and mindset. And they don't understand how special a team you've built there with your team, with Barkley, Tyler, Ashley, your whole crew with Road and Bridge. I mean, you guys know how to get it done and knock it out. And it's a reflection of excellence and really helps our economic development efforts. So we appreciate what you guys do very much. And it makes a big difference. A lot of projects happen because of that. So thank you very much on that. Then, of course, the spec building, which we've already mentioned before, but that's a great facility, and we're looking forward to doing that. Also, this past year, good expansions with Summerford Pellet Company. They did a nice expansion in the market. Eastern Technologies, they're adding another 40,000 warehouse into our market. And then we're down to kind of the nitty gritty on a big project, probably 100 jobs tied in with the food distribution market right now. And we're hoping we have some good news in the next 60 days. What do you think, Coleman? You just work and wait, right? He's learned to be patient with the youngin' even, but good stuff going there. Also really excited about some of the revitalization projects we're seeing. We are going to do a city manager award for the tearing down of China Star Restaurant. We're making a special award. The city manager beat up. They tore that down, and Kenny Curtis says that was one of his top news stories this past year. So kind of tells you that that's going to be a big boost in the Long building, getting revitalized for some housing. It's getting close to finishing up, and Warren Cobb and his team at Town Terrace, that's going to add some nice building product down there for some housing opportunities. And I know Melissa Kirkland is working hard and ready to get her mental crisis center put together. They're off of Headland Avenue, and want to recognize our delegation for helping us get that project going and get the support needed from that standpoint. And one big day that we're looking forward to is in June 15th, we're going to kick off and open the NFL flag football fields. So put that on your calendar, come to that event. Those facilities are going to be great. It's bringing a lot of economic opportunity into our market, and we're excited about that as well. And believe it or not, update on Cannabis Commission. Believe it or not, we got 3 dispensaries, 1 lab project, and 2 transport applications in for our market area. Outside of there's a couple integrated licenses, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. But that is tracking, and I guess June sometime we'll have an indication what's happening from that standpoint. The thing that is really exciting right now on the economic development front is, sure, we need more product. We always need more workers. Margaret, you can vouch for that too, right? But that's a sign of progress, and that's only going to make it stronger and better. And with the city and the Houston County's plan for our downtown center project, we are really excited about what that's going to do to help transform our community and really build that quality of life component and bring in the kind of talent that we want to get into our market. We've got a lot of great things going on in our market for the quality of life, but that's going to be transformational. And everything goes right, we'll have an innovation center downtown to really support the growth and development of Hudson Alpha. We're really excited about what's going to transpire there and what the future holds for that. It's really exciting times right now. Your chamber is working hard, working with all the great people in here to make things happen. And our board, our industrial development folks, our developers out there, you guys are awesome. You're doing an incredible job. And future's bright, only good things getting out there. And we're excited about what's going to be out there in the future. So good times, and I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have out there. Dr. Young, your team's great. You guys do a great job, and appreciate all the support you do from that standpoint. And take it from there, Greg. Yeah, any questions out there? Yes, sir.
Matt, I guess about 10 years ago, there was talk, and I think they did it, the first thing, a couple thousand acres along the Florida state line, or whatever happened with that?
Yeah, it is still there, and we actually hosted a project back in the fall, looking at it, the mega site. It's still intact, it's ready to go. The one challenge that we have is Florida needs to be a little more aggressive for some of these projects on the incentive front. And if they can make that turn or do something special, get a little bit more competitive on that front, that would really help us out a lot. That's our biggest challenge right now. I think the time, Baldwin County hung on to a mega site for many, many years and kept cultivating and developing phases of it. And then they got the big fish. And I think we're in the same boat with our market area and our demographics. I mean, you pull pretty much 750,000 people from that center point, 75-mile radius. And that's a pretty good labor cell right there. So we just need to get a little more aggressive on that because, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, the Carolinas, they can beat those deals by a lot. And that's the thing that's got to take place. It'll help us. But we keep pushing it. I'm glad we have one because you're in the game. Without it, we wouldn't exist. So kudos to our group down there in Florida to take that step, and we'll do everything we can and hope for opportunities down the road. All right, you guys are mesmerized, right? Any other questions out there? All right, one there in the back. All right, who is that girl? Frank's hard to hear you back. Hey.
Tell us a little bit more maybe about the project and the neighbor that.
Yeah, so what they're doing right now, they're putting all their conduit in the ground, pouring their floors, and they're waiting for their 1,200 square D electrical box, which is supposed to be in this week. Took 56 weeks to get it. That's slowed them down a little bit. They're full speed ahead. They've got their new machinery up in Salem right now. They want to move down here, so I think they'll be in some form of production by the end of this year. The way it's going right now, but great folks to work with. Everybody on that team is great. One conversation with Mr. Fusner, and you've talked to Michael Jordan of the nitrile glove industry, and that's for sure. He's impressive. So very, very, very detailed, very thought provoking, very sharp how they've done that. Because you think about when he started with glove manufacturing, he got back in it in '88, focused on niches. Well, by the end of the '90s, most of our latex plants were overseas. Somewhere close to 30,000 jobs were tied to that industry, and now it's like about 3,000 in the U.S. So the fact he's still in business, chasing his niche markets that he needs to is a testament to what he's after and what he does. So it's pretty cool project. It fits perfect for what they were looking for. So good business climate, and Florida being a pro-business state. And we actually visited him up in Salem a little while ago, probably about a year ago, actually. And just going from Portland to Salem, it's a culture shock because you're seeing, you're passing pretty much 100,000 people that are living in tents all the way from Portland to Salem. And just the business climate, the dynamic, man, what a different environment when you come down to Southeast Alabama and people want to go to work, you don't see that. So kind of a sad time. I actually lived in Oregon in the '80s for a little bit, and that state was pretty pro business. They had two great U.S. senators that did a lot of stuff for that state. Man, it was pro business. But going back there after 20-something years and seeing where it was, man, it was different. I mean, we're very blessed to have the leadership in our state. It's a new factor now in locating business. They want to be in those kind of states. pretty evident now how lucky we are to have that kind of environment. All right, you're gonna have a great day today, right?
Just got
We got one more.
The Bay County, Florida, and the surrounding area is absolutely exploding. Expansion of the airport, new hospital going in. How do you compete with all the things that's going on down there?
Well, the one thing really is, we've got to complement that growth. And that means we've got to have highways that can get in there. And that's why, 4-lane and 52, and hopefully getting that south portion of 167 4-lane, stimulate Florida to 4 lanes or 79. So they have 4 lanes to 4 lanes to get out of that market, not only to get there and support that growth, but also evacuation. They need that. And so we've got to build that infrastructure in our state to benefit that. That's only going to help us. I mean, you get these folks flowing through your area a few times each year, and they start looking at the wiregrass and they go, "Holy cow, that's a great place to do business. I really like that stuff." So we've got to keep the push on to build our infrastructure, and we'll benefit from it. We still have a big advantage with the manufacturing in the state, distribution from that panhandle, and serve that market. So we just got to keep doing what we're doing, try to do those projects that we can that are big picture and building that capacity for our future growth. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, man, for updating us. Bringing him along. Have a board meeting right after this. And I'd like to thank the Rotarians today to help put this together. Stan Sessions, our greeter, Dr. Lester, Stephanie Walker, Michael Threek, and North Morris. If you would, let's stand and recite the 4-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do,
Is it the truth? It is very all concerned. Will be beneficial to all concerned.